Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to the match preview between Manchester United and Burnley, which has now become a very crucial match in Ruben Amorim's short career. Of course, let's not forget Ruben Amorim is only 40 years old. It's a big match for him, guys. And yeah, it is relatively a must-win now for Manchester United. We ain't no messing about. By hook or by crook, we got to win this game, guys. We really do. Guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video, guys. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, guys. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, everyone. Guys, let's get straight into it. In regards to, firstly, let's get into a little bit of transfer news. Seny Lamens is continuing discussions with Manchester United. Royal Antwerp are confident that this deal will go through this weekend, guys. Seny Lamens looks set to become a Manchester United player over this weekend, all being well. Royal Antwerp want to sell Seny Lamens to Manchester United. Of course, Seny Lamens would prefer a move to Manchester United rather than Galatasaray, who have also been interested in the Belgium goalkeeper, of course. They have spoken to Manchester United about a 25 million euro deal, which should be completed imminently, guys. It's about time. We need to get this deal done. I don't know why we didn't get this deal done weeks ago. I mean, we should have done that, really. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in such a precarious position right now if we got this deal done early, of course, guys. In regards to Rasmus Højlund, RB Leipzig have emerged as contenders for Rasmus Højlund's signature and apparently have placed a better offer on the table for the Danish striker. Of course, guys, he was likely to go to Napoli, but RB Leipzig have now come in with an offer for the striker. Now, who does he pick? What is your opinion, guys? Where should Rasmus go? Should he go to Leipzig? Should he go to Napoli? What's going to be good for his career, guys? We all know, guys. Also, in regards to Garnacho, he's signing for Chelsea medical today, as discussed earlier today. His medical was today in London, and it has almost all but been completed. Just need to put pen to paper on a deal for 40 million. I know, not much, but the deal for 40 million is what it is, guys. Absolutely. And I got players right here, guys. I've got some players right here who cost more than Garnacho, who've achieved far less than Garnacho. Mateus Fernandes, Amari Hutchinson, Tyler Diblin, Jacob Ramsey, Denga Ouattara, João Felix. He's achieved quite a lot, to be fair. Gittins, Madueke, and Alanga all cost more than Garnacho, whose stats are still some of the best in Europe at his age, guys. But guys, he has the most goals and assists of any player under 21, apart from Lamine Yamal, across the last 2 seasons, doing it in an unstable side. Guys, look, you know what? There you go. They've got an absolute bargain, Chelsea. And what do we do now? It is what it is. He's gone. And the fact of the matter is, it's the toxic attitude, isn't it? Which has always been his problem. Talent has never been his issue. It is his attitude, and attitude is everything, as we know, guys. Guys, on my side is the predicted lineup for the game tomorrow. Let me know what you think about it. A little few changes here, little tweaks here and there, but you know, I hope you enjoy the team. Let me know what your thoughts are, what you think you would do in this game, guys. What would you do in this game? Burnley, massive game, guys. Now it's a massive game, huge game for Ruben Amorim, of course, and obviously we got some quotes from Ruben Amorim, and there's caused a lot of controversy as well, which I find it really strange, but it has anyway, and we're going to get straight into it. But before I do that, let me just read out some of your comments. Let me say hello to my legend, obviously, Marky Mark. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. How are you, my friend? Very well, and good to see you, man. I'm better to see you, of course, my friend, to hopefully see a win tomorrow and keep up a great work, my friend. Thank you, Marky Mark. I really appreciate you, my friend. I will carry on, and we'll keep growing as a community. Thank you, Marky Mark. Absolutely. Timo, big up, but yes, toxic attitude, mate, 100%. Absolutely. It is. I mean, obviously, Ruben Amorim is very big on this toxic nature at the football club, and I think it's a good thing. Although I am disappointed that Garnacho is leaving, would have much preferred Sancho or Anthony leaving before him, but it is what it is. You know, he has actually done things for this football club, and the price is ridiculous. I mean, I don't mind if it contributes to us signing another player, bringing another player in, but it does leave us distinctly short. It does. And when you're looking at it, I know we got 1 game a week now. We're not even in a League Cup, for goodness sake. Goodness, I'm going to have to do more watch-alongs for other teams, more hate-alongs and things like that, for goodness sake. But yeah, look, you know what? It is disappointing. But, it is what it is. We move on. I don't wish him the best of luck. I only wish Rasmus the best of luck. I do not wish Garnacho the best of luck. Absolutely not. The way he's been going about wearing an Aston Villa shirt and all that. He just disrespected the club. And you know what? Just go to Chelsea, and I hope you don't get in the team. Absolutely. Let me just read some of your comments out as well. Big up, Jamie. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. The Lemons deal is taking its sweet time, but I know that it will get done. I'm just annoyed that we haven't signed any more players. We need more squad depth in midfield. Don't be surprised if we get the deals done, my friend EC, on the last day of the season. Last day of the window. Don't be surprised if we do that. It's very likely Man United will get deals done on the last day of the window, which is disgraceful in itself. It's not good. And it's not. We should have got Lamens in weeks ago. We should be working on a midfielder now. Guys, in particular, the fact that Lamens is 25 million euros, for goodness sake. Should have got that deal done. Generational goalkeeper, guys. Mark my words. He's going to be the best goalkeeper in the world in a few years. Trust me. I'm not putting any pressure on the lad, but I believe he will be the most coveted goalkeeper in the world, and it'd be great if we just get that deal over the line, because I'm excited about selling Lamens, of course. EC, my friend, it was also seen that Ruben will stay on. Hopefully we can get some results now, as it is very hard time for us fans, especially with the early into the season. Yeah, and we're getting a lot of toxicity at the moment. Good afternoon, Natty. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. So we have to win this game, because we do not know how many points we will get from City and Chelsea. Probably win those games. That's the ones who probably win. That's how strange Man United are. Man United drew with Liverpool at Anfield last season, beat Man City. That's the way this strange team is at the moment, guys. Sal, why are people say because Ruben did not see the penalty shoot is not good? Because people are stupid, mate. People are stupid. Ruben Amorim done his own thing. You remember the Lyon game last season, and he was looking away from the game as well. He was leaning down like this. That's the way he does things. Jurgen Klopp does the same thing. Jurgen Klopp, no one criticizes Jurgen Klopp for doing this, but Jurgen Klopp does the same thing. So why have all of a sudden people pointing the finger at Ruben Amorim? Why wasn't he looking at the penalty? They're just doing anything to beat him with a stick. That's what they're doing. They just want to find any excuse to add weight onto their nasty narrative. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's what I think. I think Ruben, like us, is emotional. And don't you like that about him? Ruben needs to change the formation. His current system is not working. 4-4-2, it can't be any worse than current. It's nothing to do with the formation, Coleman. And I would hesitant to say, but that's not an intelligent conversation that we're having about formation, because that's something that the media fill into the narrative. Manchester United have played various formations over the years. It depends on the players. You did not need tactics to beat Grimsby, for example. These players do not play 100%. It's nothing to do with tactics. Nothing to do with it. You don't even need a manager to beat Grimsby. The fact is that Ineos have failed to get him the players that he needs. That's what fit his system. He has rotated it in the past. So has Eric Ten Hag. He rotated it. But we played 4-4-3-3. We played all these systems under various managers. And Eric Ten Hag got the sack. And that's what we're talking about. So it's nothing to do with formation. That's just another excuse for them to add narrative against Ruben Amorim. That's what they're doing. And you know what? Some of us sharp who watch football, who've been in football, we know it's nothing to do with tactics. No one knows this, but Alex Ferguson changed his tactics many times. He didn't just play the 4-4-2. He played the 4-5-1. Sometimes he played the 4-3-3, even in the Champions League final. At the latter stages of the game, he played a 4-3-3. He's played a 4-2-3-1. He's played all these formations. And it's nothing to do. Ruben Amorim has been successful in this formation, even in the Champions League, beating Man City 4-1. This formation thing is not going to work. We will have a 4-3-3 and we will have a 4-4-2 and we will be in exactly the same position. Let me tell you that right now. Because at the end of the day, whether you play right wing, whether you play centre midfield, you know how to pass a 5-yard pass. You know how to stop the ball from going in your net as a goalkeeper, juggling it out of your hands and letting opposition score. That's nothing to do with Ruben Amorim. That's to do with the players. It doesn't matter if you play centre midfield, number 10, defensive midfield, you should know how to pass a 5-yard pass. And that's what I'm talking about. That's nothing to do with formations. That's nothing to do with tactics. It's to do with the players' attitude and implementation. That's what it is. We can get another manager and we can change the formation, change the tactics. This is something that the media want to feed into people. They want to pollute you with this stuff. But some of us are more educated with football. You know, some of us are. Some of us have been around the world watching football. I've been to FC Tokyo, done work for FC Tokyo. I've done work in Africa. I've done work in Europe on football. I've done work all over the world in regards to Leyton Orient in League One. Yeah, I've done all work with football. I know for a fact formation tactics is overrated. There's nothing to do with that. And what happened the other night, my friend, is that they exposed themselves indirectly. They indirectly exposed themselves because you do not need masterclass tactics to beat Grimsby. You are much better than Grimsby. You should be anyway. They're 4 divisions lower than you, and that's what I would say. Big up, Keith. Marky Mark, afternoon sound queen. Big up, Marky Mark. Just read down. Thank you so much, my friend. Big up yourself. Mickey, Sal, sorry to disappoint you, but today's press conference showed Ruben's immaturity and but a guy of heart, not ready for a big club. Go. Mickey, that's an absolute silly comment, mate. It's a silly comment. What? He's showing emotion. He's showing emotion. So what? He's not allowed to show emotion and honesty. So he's immature because he's showing emotion and honesty. What? Because he gets angry at his job sometimes. I think each one of us in our workplace have felt like leaving the job sometimes. That's honesty. That's what you want. He's telling you the truth here. So what's wrong with that? Immaturity. What, do you want him to go there? Cliche. Do you want him to go there? Cliche. Who are you, Mickey? You know, I'm sure he can knock every single one of those press conference people out and show emotion. You know what I mean? And so can I. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, what? So he shows emotion, he shows his immaturity. Come on, man. Come on. What's that all about? What? So he can't show a little bit of heart. It shows he cares. It shows he cares. It shows he cares. If he didn't care, he would be sitting on that table, just like other managers have done in the past, and being like, cliche, cliche, cliche. That's what he'd be doing. You know, it's not immaturity. You know, that's just a stick to beat him in, and it's a very poor comment from you, Mickey. I'm sorry. Sal, do you think Garnacho will celebrate with Scott? I don't care. Absolutely, I don't care. He would celebrate, but I don't care. We need to stop that from happening. Absolutely. Big up, Kenny. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. We need to stop that from happening. Good afternoon, Sal, and United fans. And big up to the Amorim to clear the air on how we felt after the Grimsby game. We're going to pull up our socks now, and I just hope we're going to get a midfielder for midfielder and a keeper for the deadline. I hope so, Jeff. Big up, Jeff. Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, of course. Really good to see you. Come on, let's bounce back. That's what it's all about, my friend. That's what it's all about. Hello, Sal. Any update on Lemens? What's up with Freedom Fighter? I mean, nothing's happening with Freedom Fighter. The best we can hope for in regards to Jadon Sancho is a loan. Hopefully we get him out in the football club before Monday. But what I would say, Emiski, Lemens will be done this weekend, guys. Lemens will be done. Royal Antwerp are looking to sell Senny Lemens to Manchester United, and the deal is going to be about 25 million euros. So hopefully that deal will be done this weekend. Hopefully we get it done this weekend and we can move on. Maybe we do a deadline day signing in the midfield. I mean, it's needed. But, you know, overall, pound for pound, it has been a failure of a window so far, hasn't it, guys? Big up, Grayo, you legend. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. Hope things best. Afternoon, brother. I hope you're well. Good riddance, Garnacho. You're disgusting excuse for a human being. I hope your Chelsea career goes the same way as Scumcho. Ungrateful piece of shite. Grateful. Brilliant comment. I love it, Grayo. Absolutely spot on. Now, look, I know some guys haven't heard some of the comments in regards to the quotes from Ruben Amorim, guys. The guys showed a bit of emotion, but that is life, guys. Men can't show emotion. Men can't. You're immature because you're showing a little bit of fight and stuff. That absolutely not. Ruben Amorim and Kobe Mainoo. I want Kobe Mainoo to stay. In regards to Kobe Mainoo, he needs to fight for his place, and we need Kobe, so that's not going to change. So Kobe Mainoo is not going anywhere, guys. Absolutely not. Ruben Amorim speaking again. To be really honest with you guys, every time we have a one defeat like that, I'm going to be like that. Sometimes I'm going to say I hate my players. Sometimes I'm going to say I love my players. That is the way of doing things. And what is wrong with that? That is exactly the way you do things. You know, because at the end of the day, you're forming a bond with the players. You know, you hate your players because you lost to Grimsby. Why not? You know, at the end of the day, I don't see nothing different. You know what? The problem with people these days, they're trying to silence people. They're trying to mute people into becoming cardboard cutouts of everyone else. And that's what they're doing. You see why there's no talent these days? You see why music has regressed? Why football has regressed? You know why? Because we're taking out the originality, right? Ruben Amorim is showing originality here. He's being himself. Jose Mourinho, when he came into the press conference and started talking about, you know what? Calm down, or you know what? I'm one of the bottle. I'm a Champions League winner. Is that not immature? Is that not immature? Is it not immature? I'm a Champions League winner. I'm one of the bottle. Was that not immature? Let the guy be, man. For goodness sake. Another thing, in that moment, I was really upset and really disappointed because I thought, and as we all were, you know, and he's speaking for us guys, because I thought we had a really good preseason. We were being consistent in the way we played. Now it's a new game and I am focused on the game. Absolutely. Let's do this, guys. Absolutely. Another comment. I need to live this day by day. I am understanding that. If you are in the way, if you are in one way, if you are in this kind of behavior, you have to understand that sometimes you have good things, and the other side of the coin, sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to be here for 20 years. I like that. I like that, guys. I like that. It's real, man. It's real. It's a real character, and that's what I like at the end of the day. You know, it's a real character. Ruben Amorim went on to say, until it's official, I cannot say much. I want, again, about Kobbie Mainoo, I want Kobbie Mainoo to stay. He needs to fight for his place. We need Kobbie. I understand that the players who aren't playing in this moment are disappointed. You have to fight during the week. Exactly. You have to fight. And what it is, right, people are forgetting that when Kobbie Mainoo was playing, he was not very good. He was not very good when he was playing last season. And you know what? I don't know where this whole narrative is coming from now. You know, that Kobbie Mainoo is all of a sudden the rebirth of Zinedine Zidane. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he got outrun by a Grimsby midfield, by the way. But less of that. Ruben Amorim, I think that is the hardest part of the defeat. Sometimes it's not the result. It is the way we lost the game or drew that game. It is the smaller things, fighting for the ball, running. And that is where the biggest disappointment comes, because at the end of the day, that you shouldn't even have to mention about effort. Manchester United, when you sign for Manchester United, it should be effort shouldn't even come into it. That should be an automatic thing. 100%, more than 100% is a given when you sign for this great football club. That is a given, and that is what it should be. And that is what is disappointing and hurt a lot of people, of course, because obviously Grimsby run more than us. They run more than us in the game, and that is what's very disappointing, of course. Helge, buongiorno, Helge. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to have you back. Good to have you back, Helge. Good to have. Dalot that needs to be dropped for yeah, I mean, look, this is what we're talking about, Keith, right? Ruben Amorim has not been backed. That is it. He's not been backed. He's got 3 players in. We needed a right wing back. I said it all summer. We needed a midfielder and we need a goalkeeper. Minimum. That was the minimum. And obviously, we got the attack kind of sorted out, but we haven't got the rest sorted out. We got it half done. He's not been backed. And this is what the disappointing thing is for me, Keith. You know, that the fact that he's not been backed. Absolutely. Big up, my friend RJ. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. I want to see 3-4-1-2. I play with it Uruguay on team on FIFA. But I ain't played FIFA for a very long time, RJ. I played the last time I played FIFA was last Christmas. I was in Italy and I got absolutely swept aside by my nephews and stuff like that because I'm not good at it anymore. I haven't been playing it for years, of course, guys. Jeff, can we at least back Amorim? He is trying to make this work. We can please be patient. There are players who don't want to do what they're told and later. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about turning against the manager already. When half of this football team were the ones that flattered to deceive last season and have let down a lot of managers and got Ruben Amorim sacked, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sacked, some of them even down to 2014 when they got Louis van Gaal sacked, some of them. So why are we always doing the same thing? It's crazy, isn't it, at the end of the day? You know, guys, look, I can tell some of these people are not smart. The ones who want the manager sacked already, not very smart, not very savvy. I can tell that just by the way they are. Look, we're all disappointed. We were all hurt the other night. We all hurt. It happens. That's life. You know, and if he carries on getting bad results, we know where it's going to go. But as Manchester United fans, we need to stop feeding into the narrative of what the media want from us. They want us to battle. They want us to fight. They want to put players against manager. That's what they want. It sells papers. It gets clicks. And we're falling for it. The best thing for Ruben Amorim to do is get results. And that's about it. Absolutely. Oh, the FIFA is so good. The old FIFA, yeah, it's better. Sal, any formation can work for these players. That is the mentality problem. Exactly, Natty. The formation, it just drives me absolutely mad. 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2. Anything you want to say, it's the same old chestnut. Do you know what I mean? It's not very bright. And I've been, look, guys, it doesn't matter what formation. They exposed themselves the other day. They exposed themselves against Grimsby. These players exposed themselves against Grimsby. And they showed us that they didn't show effort like Grimsby did, you know? Jeff, how can we sack managers now who are going to get the same old nonsense? It will happen in 1 year's time. We will be back in the same... Guys, we will be back here in 1 year's time. We will be back here, right? Mark my words, guys. We will be back here in 1 year's time with a different formation, making up different excuses, saying we should have done this, should have done that. Some of us will even be revisioning with the manager, saying we shouldn't have sacked Ruben Amorim. We sacked him too early. You know what I mean? I'm seeing that about Eric Ten Hag. You know what I mean? Already. It's 2 games in a season, for goodness sake. Mainu and Fernandez would be interesting, very open, my friend, very open. Would be absolutely. No formation can work for these players. That is a mentality problem. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I agree. It is a mentality problem. I don't blame Bumo. I don't blame Cunha. I don't blame Sesko. I don't blame Dorgu. I don't blame a few of those players. I don't blame Lele Yoro. I don't blame Aiden Heaven. But the rest of them, I do. You know, the rest of them that have been there for a while, I blame them. You know, I blame them because I'm not blaming the new players because the new players just walked through the door. And to be fair, I felt that Mbeumo was good the other night. He scored a brilliant goal, you know. So I don't really blame the new players, guys. 4-2-3-1 is a new system for our players. It won't work, mate. It won't work. You're just throwing out systems again. Systems don't do anything. It shows a lack of ball knowledge, mate. It shows a lack of ball knowledge. Come on. It's not about systems. It's about effort and implementation. Amorim saying he won't change once again. I can't back him. You don't have to back him, Johnny. That's your prerogative. But at the end of the day, if he changes to 4-3-3 and we carry on losing, what's the deal? We get another manager like Glasner who plays a 3 at the back, by the way, and we get the same results in a year's time. You can't back him after 2 games, then you shouldn't be a Man United fan. Sorry, Johnny. EC, Amorim is a young man. He is very passionate and isn't here for the paycheck. Exactly, EC. Like people. The thing is, like at the end of the day, people are here. Like a lot of managers are in it for the paycheck, and that's what it is at the end of the day. You know. Yeah. And he's not. The players has a morale problem on the field, and the first goal is when Anana lost it, completely broke the mentality of the other players. Exactly, and that is what it is at the end of the day, guys. No, he showed us he cared the night of the loss, was trying to laugh it off as normal and expect more of same. Mickey, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. I know journalists. I know what journalists are like. I've had journalists on this show. I know one guy is in that press conference. I spoke to him today. He was in the press conference today. Jamie Jackson was in the press conference. I know them. You have to act a certain way with journalists. You wouldn't know that, Mickey. You wouldn't know how you would have to act because you're sitting somewhere in some barn somewhere thinking you know everything, but you don't, mate. And the thing is, you can turn against the manager, you can call him immature and all that, but that is an immature comment because at the end of the day, you're not looking at it in context. Absolutely. Imagine putting everything in and then it's thrown back at you by the players. Absolutely. Who would stay silent and take it? Definitely not me or the rest of you. Absolutely. Big up, Danny B. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you again, my friend. Guys, big up my friend Eric Kukun. What's going on? Good to see you again. Hey Sal, I'm just waiting for that midfield miracle, Walton or whatever. I mean, I would love that, my friend. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Timo. You're absolute legend, guys. I read out everyone's comments. Guys, remember that, but please don't forget to become a member if you can possibly become a member. Support the channel would be very, very nice as this channel grows, guys. Really appreciate people like Timo, people like Tybor, people like Grayo who support this channel, you know what I mean, and help contribute towards this channel. Thank you so much, everyone, of course. Jeff, United should go and win the next game and make a huge statement. This is what they need to do at the end of the day. They need to make a huge statement at the end of the day, guys. And that is what it is. Garnacho will start ahead of Gittins. Yeah, maybe, yeah. But Gittins costs more than Garnacho. Guys, beating Burnley doesn't mean anything. Johnny, listen, mate, I don't think you're in for. I don't think you're ready for football, mate. I don't think you're ready for Man United and patience and being intelligent. You know what I mean? So someone, Southgate and Glazer. What formation did they play? Same, yeah, same, mate. England against Holland in Euro 2024. England played a 3-4-2-1, and guess who was playing in that formation? Kobe Mainu. And guess what the result was? 2-1 England. There you go. Absolutely. I don't think this will be a good season, but next year I think he has the potential to actually reshape Man United and probably next top 5 and probably so. I mean, we'll see, wait and see. I'm still pretty confident. We're going to go on a run, mate. I'm pretty confident, of course, but we have to wait and see. It'll be a morale boost, exactly. Stephanie, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. You're good as your last game. Burnley game can't come soon enough. Big up. Yeah, can't wait for it. Watch Højlund scored 20 for Napoli. It suits his formation, mate. The actual formation of the tactics of Italian football is completely different to the Premier League football, guys. You know. Big up Keith Coleman. Much love to you, brother. Look, guys, you know, one thing is it's the second game of the season. And we have to look at things in context, right? And I want to tell you this right now. What were we talking about all before the season happened? We need a goalkeeper. We need a midfielder. We need a striker and blah, blah, blah. We need a right wing back. We were talking about that all summer. Now, if we had a decent goalkeeper, we wouldn't have lost to Arsenal, right? If we had a decent goalkeeper. Because right now we got a clown in goal, okay? If we bought a midfielder, we wouldn't have lost to Fulham, right? Because we gave the ball a midfield. If we bought a right wing back, we wouldn't have lost to Fulham because we had Dalot in that position. But if we bought a wing back, he wouldn't be in that position. He wouldn't be in the team, right? Right now, we've got this. This is what we're talking about. If we bought a goalkeeper, we wouldn't have lost to Grimsby. And we'll be all singing from a different hymn sheet right now. We'll all be singing from a different hymn sheet, talking about how, you know what, how good we are. What a great opening start to the season. He hasn't been backed. And this is precisely what I've been talking about all summer long. That look at it in context. Context is so important. Look at it. I said to you guys, do not turn against Ruben Amorim. And as a flip of a coin, people are turned against him. You know, weak. They're the cowards. They're the weak. They're the immaturity. They're the immature. The people who turn against Ruben Amorim right now are the immature ones. They're the immature ones. Do you know what I mean? Sal, I agree with you. Sal, agree with him, is not backed by the bosses. Absolutely not. 15:51. Come on, guys. Don't forget to smash the like, guys. Can we get to 50 likes before the end of the show? Big up, Stephanie. Hope you're doing well, guys. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well. We can and we will. Aristasi. Maybe if Solskjaer comes back, things might get better. Please don't do that, Aristasi. We're still feeling the effects of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know what? Kick and run, Merchant. Nah, mate. Apologizing to Rashford. Nah, mate. Sacked by Bissett. Come on, man. Nah. Nah. For Ruben Amorim, for Solskjaer. Guys, some things take time to build, man. Look, there's a reason, guys, that there has been no 5-year dominance in the Premier League, apart from Man City for a period, but it's going to die. The reason Man United dominated Premier League football for 20 years is because people like me, who gave a lot of people who are Ruben Amorim out right now a shoulder to stand on, because we backed Alex Ferguson when people are calling out his name and telling people the ball to sack him. People like me were backing Sir Alex Ferguson. Now imagine Sir Alex Ferguson got sacked. Half of you guys wouldn't even support Man United. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. You know, and this is what I'm talking like now it's your turn to back the manager, just like Sir Alex Ferguson said. It's your duty to back the manager, and until he's sacked, then we can move on to the next one. But you back this manager because you've got to look at things from the context. Look at things from above, a bird's eye view, and look at the problems at this football club. Look at the problems Ruben Amorim has inherited from January. Look at those problems, right? The toxic nature, the players, the asbestos in that football club that has plagued this football club for years. He's trying to clear this plague. He's trying to change the culture in this football club. And all people can do, tactics. Got to change the tactics. It's the tactics. Not blaming the manager. Totally forgotten about Ineos and the Glazers. Goodness me, they love you. They love you. My goodness me, they love you. Goodness me. Anyone who knows football knows Ahmed Dalot, Shaw, Bruno, Mason are players with moments. Nothing more. We need players who play from minute 1 to 9. Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely. Even Pep got a bad result. Now, guys, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell Johnny and all these people in the stream. If tactics is so important, if tactics is the be-all and end-all of everything, how comes Pep Guardiola still has to spend $1 billion on Manchester City? How comes? Tactics shouldn't really matter about spending money, right? Shouldn't matter about spending money, because how come if it's about spending, if it's about tactics, surely you can get me in the midfield and we will work, because it's all about the tactics. You know, it's all about the tactics. The tactics work. The tactics don't work. You know, at the end, it's not. Why does Pep Guardiola still have to spend $1 billion on Manchester City? You know, why? Because it's not just tactics. It's not about tactics. That's just the shape of your team. You go out there, it's about effort, implementation, talent. That's what it's about. Moments in games. Moments in games that talented people thrive. Not moments in games that people like Onana fail. Who is not, by the way, Ruben Amorim's goalkeeper. He's not Ruben Amorim's goalkeeper, by the way. Bayindir is not Ruben Amorim's goalkeeper, by the way. Dalot is not Ruben Amorim's right back, by the way. Bruno is not Ruben Amorim's midfielder, by the way. Mainu is not Ruben Amorim's midfielder, by the way. Ugarte is not Ruben Amorim's midfielder, by the way. Casemiro is not Ruben Amorim's midfielder, by the way. Dorgu, organised last January, is not Ruben Amorim's left back, by the way. Should we go on? Should we carry on? Ahmad is not Ruben Amorim's right wing back, by the way. You know, we can keep going on and on and on and on. You know the drift, innit? You know what's going on here. You know what it is. You know? Jeff, this loss this past week is a huge wake-up call. Absolutely. EC, the club culture is to hope that some players will come good for us. It's another penny pinching strategy. Absolutely. The club culture should be you're here now and perform. If not, goodbye and replace. And let me give you an example. It's a great comment, EC. Let me give you an example in regards to this. We signed Massimo Taibi, all right? We signed Massimo Taibi, who at the time was quite a pricey goalkeeper acquisition. It was, at that time, it was a lot of money. It didn't work. 5 games in, or 4 games or 5 games in, gone. New goalkeeper comes in. That's how you do it. That's how you build a successful team. He's not working in my system. He's not working in my team. He's not giving a 100%. Okay, get rid of him. We get another goalkeeper in. Get rid of him. We get another defender in. That's what we did. That's what we did. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you got Onana. We signed Onana 3 years ago, but you got to keep hold of him and you got to squeeze him to make sure that he comes good. Do you know what I mean? And that is the problem that we're having at the moment. Kamali, good afternoon. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Amorim will fix things. Let's hope so, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Guys, it's not 2 games. He had most of last season too. He doesn't have. He had half a season last season, and he came in January when he didn't want to come in January. He also had a bunch of problems and toxic problems at this football club, mate. You're not really listening. You're listening to respond. You're not listening to educate. This is the problem with you, Johnny. You're not listening, mate. You know what I mean? And this is the Stretford Post show, not the Johnny Hill show, right? Listen, mate. One more, you're not listening to me. And I won't read out your comments anymore, bro. I'll tell you right now. Because I don't want to come in here and say rude things to you. Because I'm repeating myself, mate. Every day I'm repeating myself about what Ruben Amorim done. He came in January. He didn't want to come in January. He wanted to come in the summer. He came in with toxic attitude. You're not listening. I know you're not listening. It's going, it's probably why you haven't done anything in life. Because you don't listen. Right, so you're not doing anything. Like Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Anthony, all these players, Garnacho, toxic attitude at the football club, which he had to fix. Culture at the football club, he had to fix. Right? He had to deal with that. Coming into a new country, you know, he had to deal with that. 39, 40 years old. He's dealing with that. You know, and now it's come to the summer. The transfer window has come on, and he's not been backed. He's still got half that team there, Johnny. You know, he's still got half that team there. You know, and this is what we're talking about, you know? Goodness me. As the club prioritized commercial success over the on-field, this is the problem, isn't it? Again, we are going to see a different United against Burnley. I hope so. We can't throw United under the bus. It's only 3 games in the season. The league is way more important than the sock loss. We can only get better. Absolutely. I think Mazraoui could be a right wing back for us. Maybe he needs to be back though. Hopefully he gets back fit soon, of course. So why are you brown, May? Why am I brown? Why am I brown? Why is your name FFP? And why can't you read write simple English? Are you English? I am. Yeah, so why can't you read English? All right, here we go. Here's the racism coming, guys. Let me just see you guys. Look, let the racism coming. Mate, right, you can't look. You know what? You know you can write more than one sentence. You can write more than one line, mate. You do know that. You know that's how computers work. You can write enter and go on to the next line. You can do that, mate. I'm English, mate. My mother's white. My dad is Asian. I come from a multicultural family. You wouldn't know anything about that, my friend. You wouldn't know anything about multiculturalism because you don't even know your own background, mate. You don't even know your own background. So I think you should just sod off, mate. Do you know what I mean? Sod off with your racism and things like that. And at the end of the day, where's my main accent? Where's David Beckham's main accent? Where's Ruben Amorim's main accent? Where's Cantona's main accent? You want to keep going on? You want to keep going on? You can do that, my friend. You can carry on. You're going to get scored. You're going to look like a prat at the end of the day. Guys, you wish you were like white like me. Really, do I wish I was white like you? No offense, but my mother is white. So I don't really care about my wife is white. So at the end of the day, listen, you wish you was me. Simple as that. Because your life is like a piece of shit underneath my shoe, which I scrape off with a knife and I put it in the bin. That is what your life is to me. Because at the end of the day, you're a piece of shit. And that is all it is. And goodbye. Absolutely. Goodbye, racism. There we go. No to racism, guys. Absolutely. Get out of this, guys. Get out of this bloody stream, you prats. Guys. Johnny, apologize, great to see the manager adapted over the years. He adapted, yeah, and so is Ruben Amorim, but you refuse to see that, Johnny. Absolutely. You refuse to see that as well. Absolutely. Here we go. We're full of them today. Yep. There's a few there, Johnny. Back, Amam. How long will it take for us to reach our dominance, though? Look, I'm not saying that Ruben Amorim is exempt from any sort of ever criticism and he's exempt from ever being sacked. No. But it's the second game in the season. If we lose to Burnley tomorrow, right, I will go to Johnny and say, Johnny, you're right. He's not the man. But even that's early, isn't it? That's early, but that is what everyone's going to want me to say. That's what everyone's going to want, all the fans say. That's what the media want us to do. That's what everyone wants to do, isn't it? That's what they want. They want us to say, he's not the man, sack him. They won't be happy until we get Eddie Howe or Gareth Southgate or someone like that. They're not going to be happy then. You know what I mean? 4 years easy. We have fouled behind because of poor ownership decisions. Yep, absolutely. Steve. Hi, Sal. Can I say that any job looks like the worst when it's only half done? Absolutely. A month or two ago, we knew Amorim needed 5 or 6 players. Everyone forgot. Steve. Sorry, thank you, Steve. Brilliant. Absolute brilliant comment. Thank you. But all of a sudden, everyone's got dementia. All of a sudden, everyone forgets that, you know what we needed only a month ago, we were saying about 6 or 7 players. You know what I mean? Please like and subscribe. Big up, Stephanie. Thank you so much. At the end of the day, the players are doing the job on the field with instructions. Big up, Jeff. Doing the job on the field and not following them. I will ask my kids to be at the back point. Big up, Aristosi. I really hope we go for Vanderson right. I've been speaking about him all summer, RJ. I don't know why we ain't. An absolute generational, was picked in, obviously, Carlo Ancelotti's first squad for Brazil. You know, facts. It's not all about tactics. Sometimes it's on the personnel that the tactics are relied on. If they don't listen, it affect the team, and that's it. And guys, what I'm going to predict is this. We can sack Ruben Amorim. We'll sack Ruben Amorim. Where Ruben Amorim will leave, we can sack Ruben Amorim. Okay, we sack Ruben Amorim, right? But then the players win again. The players want an excuse. They always want an excuse. The players win again, you know? Mourinho once said, you'd have to get rid of the old furniture before bringing in the new. Absolutely. The new signings will get ruined by the old. This is how it works in the modern day. Get a piece of fruit. Get an old decaying piece of fruit, right? And put it in a bowl with new fruit. What happens to the new fruit? I respect your opinion, Johnny. One thing I will say, Johnny, much love. We're passionate, and that's it. But what I would say, mate, is let's wait and see, mate. Don't turn against the manager, pal. Don't do it, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it, mate. Because our duty is, right, as Man United fans, is to support this manager, because all we're doing is add extra pressure on the manager to the point he can't do his job. And it's not easy, because Man United are the biggest supported football club in the world. You know, so you got people on social media. He has family, he has kids, he has everything, you know, these things. And they're seeing these things on social media. Do you know what I mean? It's madness. But big up, Johnny. I always behind Ruben. It's the problem. It's the owners. It's so late in the transfer. 2 months we needed a midfielder and goalkeeper. Now panic. Same old shit. Big up the channel. Thank you so much, brother. I agree. Absolutely. Manu needs to perform. He might play tomorrow, I heard. Let's wait and see. We will get the deals done before deadline. Keep the hope up. Let's back Amorim to get the new show on the road. Come on, Jeff. I hope so, my friend. Let's hope so. Let's hope that happens, of course. Stephanie. Selling trash is definitely our priority. And also, sometimes I write in the capitals because it's just easier. Rather than, you know what, doing all that business. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agreed Manu needs to fight for his place. Why Ugarte don't need to fight? Because Manu and Ugarte are two different positions, Chow. And there's only two positions in that position that Ugarte and Manu play. Right? There's only two positions in that number 6 position. Casemiro and Ugarte. Casemiro's played more than Ugarte this season. You know? Manu's a different position to Ugarte and Casemiro. Their number 6 is, Manu is a number 8. Ciao. Just a little heads up, of course. Let's all just back the manager. He is the right man for the job. Shows he cares through and passion. Thank you so much, Marky. People think you're weak. People think you're weak because you're passionate. You know? People think, and that's such a problem, you know? This is why we have mental health problems with men and things like that, because we can't speak our mind. We can't be emotional. We can't do anything like that, because people, you know, in the social media, what I've seen today, are dragging him down because, you know what, he's being honest. He's being pro and passion. You know, he's talking with his heart, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And that's what we want, you know? It's madness, man. No problem, Abdullah. No problem, brother. My problem with Amorim's system is that it's just like 2-man midfield with Bruno. He will always be exposed. Besides that, no wingers in the club except maybe Ahmed. We have loads of number 10s. And that's not his fault, though, is it? It's not his fault. We needed 2 better number 10s. Ruben, Mbuma and Cunha are better than what we have. In regards to the right wing, we've been speaking all summer about right wing back. That's not his fault, mate. That's not his fault. We needed a right wing back because he ain't got no one else. He plays Ahmed there because we ain't got no one else. In my prediction lineup here, I got Mbuma as a right winger because we ain't got no one else. We've been speaking all summer about a right wing back, about a midfielder, and about a goalkeeper, which we haven't got. So now we've got 3 players in the door. This is also not just Ruben Amorim signings. Let me say, Taiwo, this is not Ruben Amorim signings, by the way. This is the adjudicator of Ineos signings. There is a group of people who pick signings that they sign, by the way. So, you know, if you have a bone to pick it with the ownership, not with Ruben Amorim at the end of the day. He co-signs it. He says, yeah, that's okay. But it's them who pick the players, right? We ain't got a goalkeeper, and our goalkeepers cost us 2 matches this season. We didn't buy a midfielder, and our midfielders cost us 1 match this season. We're only 3 matches into the season, guys. Do the math at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And this is what we have to say. Big up, Tyro. Big up, Jeff. Absolutely. Big up, Jeff. Either you're with us or you're sinking ship. Hopefully, our manager can steady it and it gets us into the destination, or you can cowardly lose faith and get off. Absolutely. We don't want any people, weak-minded people who are against Ruben Amorim. I'm not interested. You know how many people are blocked this week about being this Ruben Amorim slander and abuse? You know how many people I've had to do that to? I don't want to do that, but unfortunately, exposes people for who they are. You know, at the end, they're looking at them, and it already shows that they planted this seed a while ago and not now. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. My family's multicultural too. Cook himself. Absolutely. I did, mate. I had to. Sorry, man. Sorry about that, guys. You know, that's what we get, guys. That's what we get. Good afternoon, Sal. Good afternoon, Coolest Militia. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're blessed, guys. Absolutely. William Logan, this is on the players' mentality. Respect Sal. Cut the racist shit out or get off his channel. Thank you so much, William. Big up yourself. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, you know what? It's ridiculous that it's 2025. Flex had it earlier. Now we're having it now. It's 2025, guys, and we're still getting this nonsense, unfortunately. Tommy Robson Brigade, isn't it? Unfortunately. Big up, Jeff. Well done to him. Thank you so much, Cornish. Hope you're doing well, of course. I can't swear on here, but you need to punch him, mate. I mean, I feel sorry for him, Jamie. They wouldn't do that to my face. They wouldn't. And that's the thing, isn't it? You know, talking to me, a guy who comes from the most multicultural family there is. My mum is born and bred in Wimbledon, an English white lady, right? My dad is an immigrant, right? And that's what it is. That's how it is. At the end of the day, dad's an immigrant and worked and came to England and worked his ass off in 2 jobs. In 2 jobs, right? He worked every single day. You know, and raised by a white woman in Huddersfield. Not that that matters, but that's what happened. And then I have Muslim, I have Christian, I have Jew, I have German, I have everything in my family. You know, I even have Caribbean. I have my auntie's married to Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I mean? It's what it is. We shouldn't have to justify it, but it does make you wonder how crazy these people are. Do you know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is. Sickening. Sal, why do you argue his falls? Kamali, you know what I think? There are people. I worked in a hospital for 5 years, Kamali. Yeah, and I saw a lot of crap. I saw a lot of bad things, kids, you know, and stuff like that. And what I would say is that I feel sorry for them, Kamali. Deep down, I feel sorry for them because it's 2025, mate. You know, and it just goes to show you the way people are. People are still looking at this, and it is unbelievable. I can't believe it. It's 2025 for crying out loud. Look, I'm slapstick. I like to have humor. I like to be sometimes push it to the edge in regards to my footballing opinion. But some people, they're just hateful all the way through. Just so hateful all the way through. You know, just hateful, and that's what it is at the end of the day. Gone. They're gone anyway. Big up everyone. Of course, I'm suffering from COVID. Oh my goodness me, Cornish. So if I'm slow with replies, I apologize. Cornish, I hope you get better. I had it last year. Johnny, owners for not getting rid of them. However, Amorim keeps picking them and Dalot. What do we want him to do? We ain't got a right winger, right? We ain't got an array of defensive cover. We haven't. We lost Lindelof and we lost Evans. Okay. Dalot's not his signing. Bruno's not his signing. But he's been forced to play them because he's got no one else. He knows if Mainoo's good or not. All I know is that Mainoo didn't perform last season. You know, but that's the only real bone you can pick with him because at the end of the day, we're looking at the squad here and he is very down to the bare bones. We can either play Dalot or Ahmad as the right wing back. And he's played both of them so far. And both of them have been pretty rubbish. So what do we do? What do we do? Now, I've got on my predicted lineup, I've got Mbeumo. They didn't back him. And until he's been backed, I'm not going to judge him. And I said that at the beginning of the season. I'm not going to judge him until he's been backed, you know, properly. Big up. If I had my way, I'd get rid of him and I'll get the players. That's your opinion, mate. It won't work, though, Johnny. Let me tell you that, mate. It won't work. If we keep the trash, the place will rot. Absolutely. This rubbish about tactics is so off the mark, seriously. It is, mate. It's a stick to beat Ruben Amorim with. You know, I had a journalist today, a big one, who was at the press conference today. And he was talking about, am I Ruben Amorim in? And he asked couple of controversial questions to Ruben Amorim in the past, even recently. And he was there today. And he asked me, am I Ruben Amorim? He's been on the show. And I told him why I am Ruben Amorim, why I support Ruben Amorim, and gave him the context. And he actually agreed. You know that? You see people, intelligent people, they read and they listen. And it's not hatred. It's not that I'm better than you. It's that I'm experienced. I've seen what goes on. Not only in football, in other walks of life. I've seen what's happened to Man United over this last 10, 12 years. I know what's going on at Man United. You know, I know what's happening at Man United. You know, and sacking another manager is just, it's this definition of insanity because it's 3 games in the season. We lost to Crawley Town under Wayne Rooney, with Wayne Rooney. Right? We lost to York City. You know? And that's the thing. Johnny, he's not exempt from criticism. And that's absolutely right. He's not exempt from criticism. But one thing's for certain. We've got to give it a little bit more time, guys. Because what we need to do as a fan base, we need to push it and support him. Because we all know if he doesn't get results, Johnny, he's going to lose his job anyway. But why not support your football team? Why not push it? Why not support the manager and say, I back this manager, let's do this, I believe in him. Because he's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. He's been successful. Look at him in Sporting Lisbon. Look how much the players respected him. Look how much... Sporting Lisbon didn't win the league for 20 years until Ruben Amorim came in. 20 years. And then you're saying, oh, it's Portuguese league, though. Okay, what about the Champions League when he's undefeated in the Champions League? That's proven itself that these tactics work. That he is a good manager. You know? Jeff, we need to smile this weekend because it's totally heartbreaking to see our team fold against Grimsby. We are going to lose somehow, and to be we are going to lose somehow and need to be consistent. We need to up our game. Big up, Jeff. We will win tomorrow. Mark my words. And handsomely as well. We will win handsomely as well. Mark my words, Jeff. How about, William, how about we train these players to do what they are paid a lot of money for? Put effort in. And this is something that we've been talking about for a long time. It's about effort. These players are rich too soon. They've got too much money, in my opinion. Absolutely. They're here for the dollars. Absolutely. You're right, that Jamie. Amorim in. Come on, Cornish. Let's do this, guys. Absolutely. Jamie, if he goes, they're going to replace him with Southgate. Be careful what you wish for. They replace it. Look, guys, look, you know what? There's no manager as who has the potential that Ruben Amorim has. He's 40 years old, right? He has the potential to be one of the greatest managers, and he will. Trust me. And look, I've called out managers before. I know who's a good manager. I know who's a crap manager. And I know who's going to be a superstar, right? And I think Ruben Amorim will. You know, he's different. He's different. And he's not like all the others that you bring in who talk a good game. He's honest. He's honest. He's refreshingly honest, right? And all he needs is his team. He needs his team. And that's something that we've been banging on about for ages, isn't it? We're paying them money to break our hearts. Whatever's left, Aristotle, of course. Whatever's left. William, we got a new training ground. How about we use it? I mean, all they're caring about is sitting in the swimming pool. That's all they care about. You know what I mean? I said it already, but Liverpool getting their 21 will hurt us, but it could do us a lot. Less pressure on us moving forward, maybe. Yes and no, RJ. We lost the treble to Manchester City. We've had a lot of pain this last, 12 years? We've had a lot of that heartache, RJ, we have. And it's been horrible. The fan base have been at civil war. We've had arguments between the fan base. It's hard not to argue when we have differences of opinions and we're all passionate and we all want what's best for Man United. It's hard. Even though you try not to, you just, even though you know what the problem is and you know what, people still don't want to focus on the real problem at the football club. It's annoying. And we've had it for too long now. What I want to see is a successful Manchester United. I want to see a successful football club. And hopefully it starts with Burnley tomorrow. Burnley tomorrow. We beat Burnley and we move on to the international break. And then we play Manchester City. And then we play Chelsea. Then get a couple of games. Then we play Brentford. Then we play Liverpool. We got some tough games coming up. And let's judge him after these games. All right? And I'm not going to judge him. You can. I'm not. I don't think it was any point me judging anyone and that. I was raised as a Man United fan for not over 90% of my life, and I don't think there's any point in calling out managers' names and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Hold on. Okay. Even Brentford are doing deals today. I wouldn't sack Amorim. The players need to step up their game and find a target. Agreed. Is it deadline day or detonation day? Big up, my friend Griff Stephanie. Hope you're well. Sell all the players who don't want to be at United. Kobe done nothing versus Grimsby. There you go, Stephen. Yeah, absolutely. And that's another one. I really like Amorim more than Ten Hag. It doesn't matter who we get, Johnny. We'll be here in a year's time talking about the same thing. And I hope you give me an apology, though, when it happens. You better hold me to that one, Johnny. Hold me to that one because it's going to happen if he does get the sack. I really like Amorim more than Ten Hag. He's more honest. Ten Hag played to a level. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Oli was never picked in the starting team. He never threw his rattles out his playing. And listen, Cornish, you know what? You've been around, innit? You know, what I would say is that he would score 4 goals one game and then be on the bench the next game. Didn't cry about it, did he? You know, at the end of the day. They're both number 6s, though. First grade. They're different number 6s, but they're both number 6s, just like Belabor. Jamie, I suffer from mental health. I think this manager is severely suffering from stress of taking charge of arguably the hardest job in football. It is the hardest job in football. Slot inherited a world-class team. Absolutely. I ain't going to give a guy a crap for showing emotion. Exactly, Jamie. Big up, Jamie. One love, brother. One love. One love. Jamie, we can become our saviour. He's still only 40. I bet rivals are scared he gets it right because he's very young. Exactly. It is an element of fear, guys. It is an element of fear. There is a bit of fear there. They don't want Man United to come back. And people have to remember that. And also the media don't want Man United to come back. Now, my prediction for tomorrow's game, guys. This is my prediction for tomorrow's game. Man United 2, Burnley 0. Man United 2, Burnley 0. Man United win 2-0. Bumo will score a goal and Sesko will have his first goal. Come on, guys. That is what I'm predicting tomorrow. There's my lineup, guys. I hope you like my lineup, by the way. Guys, let me know. Henderson picked, where was I? Oh, I've forgotten. Yeah, Henderson was picked for the England team. I don't think he should be picked, but then again, that's testament. Didn't Kobe Mainu? Was it Thomas Tuchel say that he's not been playing football? He's not fit or something like that. I don't know, but I don't think Henderson should be picked though. I really don't. I think that's bad. Absolutely. Big up, Jengas. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. Good to see you again, my friend. Tio Pedro, how you doing? Mainu is just a kid. He thinks he's proved something already. It's a problem with this generation, my friend. Jengas, any team in the world will suffer with a clown in goal. Got to get exactly, Jengas. It's about context, mate. Guys, I would urge you to think about this hypothetically, right? If we had a decent goalkeeper, I'm talking about a half-decent goal. I'm not talking about the Schmeichels of this world. I'm talking about a half-decent goalkeeper. If we had a half-decent, buying there's not. If we had a half-decent goalkeeper between the sticks, where do you think we'll be right now? How do you think we'll be talking right now? You know? So who's going to be in goal tomorrow? Probably, I would predict buying there. I say, absolutely. He is young, very young. Damn, I forgot about his age. 40, absolutely. Please don't predict the game every time we get bad results because of our pride. I haven't predicted the game all season, so I think maybe if I predict the game, we might win something this time. Jengus, the United job is definitely the highest and hardest right now. Hopefully Amorim turns it around. Absolutely, I do as well. My friend, I do as well. 2-0. Is it 2-0? With her in goal, Binder will be in goal. We keep a clean sheet. Come on, Dan. The lineup looks good. So if Amorim sub Sesko Xerxes will show his class too. The bloke, I got Xerxes on there. I got Xerxes starting ahead of Mason Mount. I think Xerxes should start. Absolutely. Anana, butter palms, flappy hands. Binder not good enough, but he's better than Anana. I agree. He's not good enough. He's not good enough, Jengas. Guys, just to recap. Let me just read this from V. Big up, V. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Onana better count himself lucky not being a Colombian in 1994. Again, we all know what happened to him, guys. I know him. R.I.P. You know, absolute horrible thing to happen, wasn't it? The own goal. Those who know, know. Yeah, that was a sad thing. But guys, look, you know what? Let's try and be a little bit confident. Let's try and be a bit positive. Thank you, everyone. Whether we disagree or not, I have nothing but respect for everyone who joins this channel and supports this channel. And thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. The most important thing, guys, is for us to get it right. We need to get it right, and we need to win tomorrow. It's very important because I'm tired of the negativity. I'm tired of the toxic elements about this football these days. You know, hopefully Man United go out there and win. I'm not a glory hunter. I've been supporting Man United since the late 80s, and I know where we can be, you know. And I've seen it from the bad, I've seen it from the good, I've seen it from the bad, I've seen it from the even worse. So I've seen things from all different angles. In theory, it should be me who's been calling him the manager out, isn't it? Because I've been supporting Man United so long. But I'm not. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jamie. Big up, Jamie. Big up, everyone, of course, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, absolute legends. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. Guys, much love to you. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video. Guys, also, guys, please don't forget to put your notifications on, because obviously when I go live, guys, I should in theory have 50 likes. I've had over 60 people in the show today, but please don't forget to do that, guys. Absolutely. Guys, I'm not going to say anything, but you contradicted yourself, Aristosy. Absolutely. There. But anyway, guys, big up Aristosy and big up everyone in the stream. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Big up RJ, big up everyone. I will be back later if anything breaks. And I will be, of course, back tomorrow from Breaking Dawn and the watch-along between Man United and Burnley. Please join me for that, guys. Really appreciate you all. Have a great evening. I'm Sal Warner. It's Friday again, Sunday, Monday. What do we want? We want a win for Man United. Take it easy, guys. Peace.